Well, good evening, everyone. It is indeed heartwarming that so many of you are here tonight. You know, when you begin a project like this, you really never know for sure how it's all going to turn out. Well, now we know, because tonight in the city of Woodbury, on August 26th, 2023, we are all here together to dedicate the Angels of Hope Memorial. I think I can speak for all of us when I say the journey that leads us here today is a journey we could have never imagined or really ever anticipated. It's been said there is nothing harder for a parent than to lose a child, and anyone who has experienced such a loss knows all too well how true that is. But it's also true that parents who have lost a child are always on the lookout for ways to honor and remember their child. And as we gather here tonight, I think we would all agree that at least in this life, this beautiful place, this beautiful memorial, this wonderful Angel of Hope is really the best way, one of the best ways we can think of to honor and remember our child. And for family members to remember their loved one, be it a sister, a brother, a grandchild, a cousin, a nephew, or maybe a dear friend of the family. As you may have already noticed, the inscription in front of the angel very prominently reads, "We remember them." These three words, "we remember them," are at the very heart and core of what the Angel of Hope represents and is all about. Earlier today, I was thinking about our daughter, Natalie, that passed too soon. And in thinking about Natalie, I wondered, what would she think of this memorial, of this gathering that we're having here tonight? And maybe you wondered that too about your child. But for Natalie, you see, the thing is, the location of the angel is a place that she drove past 1,000 times. You see, Woodbury was her home. It's where she went to grade school. It's where she went to middle school, went to high school. It's the place she learned to drive. It's where she got her first job. It's where she had her first date. This was her home. And so what would she think? Well, the truth is, with Natalie, you can't be entirely sure, because for those of you that know Natalie, she was one of those special kind of people that was not always bound by what you would call traditional convention. And so therefore, maybe, just maybe, if somebody wasn't looking, she might be doing a cartwheel or something in front of the angel. But this I do know for sure, that I have no doubt, as you would probably say likewise for your child, she would absolutely love this place. She would be utterly amazed and in awe of the angel statue with outstretched arms, surrounded by so many beautiful plants and flowers. In a few minutes, you will hear the names of 62 children who are now permanently placed on the remembrance plaques behind the angel. Each of these names represent a family, and they represent a unique and undoubtedly painful set of circumstances that ultimately brought us here together tonight. The truth is, no matter how or what happened in the past, none of that really matters or we can do anything about. What is important now, and what unites us, and what binds us together, is that we all share an intense desire to honor and remember our child. The Angel of Hope will be a place for years, I hope for decades to come, where you can come with your family and friends to reflect and reminisce about your child. It may also be a place that you sometimes may just want to come by yourself And in the words of the late songwriter musician Tom Petty in his song Free Fallin', I'm just going to leave this world for a while. As you would expect, a major project like this requires the support and talents of many people and many organizations. In your program, we've listed the supporters of the Angel Memorial. Yet there are a few individuals that I would like to mention by name, especially given their enormous and significant contribution to the project. The first person to be recognized is the Mayor of Woodbury, Ann Burt. I first met the mayor literally just a few hundred yards from here. In fact, I can probably see it if I look over my right shoulder at Panera. And that was on August 26th, 2021. And if August 2026 rings a bell, well, that was 2 years ago today, exactly. Now, Mayor, I'm not sure what to make of that, but it is amazing from the first time we talked until today, all of this happened, and now we are here today. Now, backing up a bit, it was about 2 months before meeting Mayor Burt that Julie was in Duluth and with her sister and her niece discovered a memorial entirely dedicated to children. And upon her return home, she talked about the profound impact and the profound impression this Angel Memorial had upon her. And from that time, we began to consider, what would it be like to bring an Angel of Hope to the city of Woodbury? Well, knowing any such project would require the support of the city, I reached out to the former mayor, longtime friend Mary Stevens, and she, within just a few days, connected me with Mayor Burt. And that I described 2 years ago. We had our first meeting. I must tell you, Mayor Burt has been one of the Angels' biggest champions and biggest advocates. Mayor, we couldn't ask for more. As a result of her leadership and enthusiasm, we quickly connected with the Woodbury Community Foundation, city administration, and from there we worked very closely with two remarkable city staff members, Michelle Okada and Josh Kinney. In fact, the design of this memorial was conceived by Josh Kinney. I know Josh is here somewhere. Thank you very much, Josh. I also want to thank the Park and Rec Commission. I know there are members here from that commission tonight. We presented to them a couple of times, and we, as a result of that, met Steve Morris, a council member, and then from there, eventually, the entire city council. The city council of Woodbury has been wonderful to work with, and we appreciate their encouragement and unwavering support. With that, we will hear from Mayor Burt.
Good evening, everyone. I'm quite honored to be in this role, and in my role as mayor, I really look at just being a connector to the community. I have the great honor of meeting so many people in our community and knowing how things work, and in this situation, it just kind of being at the right place at the right time. One of my favorite quotes is, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." It's from Mother Teresa. And really, thanks again for the honor, but really, all I was doing was connecting things. But just remarkable how this has come together. This family, these two families that have worked so hard to bring this to you all. Just a couple other words. We're gonna learn in just a moment. We've got a representative from Salt Lake City who's gonna speak about the Christmas box, which is the story which birthed this angel. It's a story written by Richard Paul Evans, so eloquently written. I encourage you to possibly pick it up and read it, or get the audio version, which is spoken by John Boy Walton, which we all know and love from years past. He speaks it so well. I just hope for all of you that this may be a gathering place for comfort for you, for your family and loved ones in this community. There has been such loss over the years, and it's difficult, and I'm so glad we've got this spot for you all to gather. In the end, just another quote from another song that's been rolling through my head all week as we prepared for this. It's the song from Sarah McLachlan. In the arms of an angel, may you find some comfort here. And I hope that's what this is for you all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor. The next person we will recognize is the chairperson of the Woodbury Community Foundation, Matt Johnson. Behind the scenes for every successful community, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of people who freely volunteer their time and talents to make the community in which they live a better place. The Woodbury Community Foundation exemplifies true selflessness of a group of people who are committed to improving the lives of their fellow citizens. On behalf of all of us that are connected with the Angels of Hope, we are very proud and grateful for our linkage to the foundation. I know that Matt will mention some of his foundation colleagues, but I would also like to personally give a big thank you to Jody Rataka, Christy Denson, Norma Lanners, and Jack Clinton. We will now hear from Matt Johnson.
Good afternoon. As Jeff said, I have the opportunity and the privilege of serving as the board chair for the Woodbury Community Foundation. And our organization exists for one reason, and that's to bring individuals and organizations together with causes that matter. I think everyone here can believe along with me that this is a cause that mattered to our community. And the four individuals Jeff just mentioned serve tirelessly on behalf of our organization to help make this happen. It was just 20 years ago the foundation was started. It all started with a piano. Some of you may know this story. But across the street at Central Park, there was a need for a piano, and 7 friends came together. It was the Friends of Woodbury, and just a year later we became the Woodbury Community Foundation. And that's why we exist, to make a more welcoming community for everyone. We want to welcome not only the community and the Angel of Hope, but as well as the angels themselves. So thank you for having us as part of this. I want to thank Mayor Burt for connecting us right away in the beginning of this project. We knew right away we were all hands on deck on board with making this happen. And so thank you for letting us be here today, Jeff, and what a beautiful memorial it has been.
Thank you, Matt. The next person to be recognized is the person responsible for making each of the personalized name plaques, and that is Perry Collaer. Perry is the CEO of his own metal tooling company in southern Wisconsin, and he and his wife Jill have very generously given of their time and of their company's resources to carefully craft not only the individual name plaques, but also the entire signage system. So a big thank you to Jill, big thank you to Perry, and Perry, we look forward to hearing from you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to read this because I'm going to get a little emotional. Bear with me. The Angel team knows me as Perry C. I'm Julie Rageth's brother, Jeff Rageth's mother-in-law. When Julie lost Natalie as a brother and Natalie's godfather, I could not do anything or say anything that could ever comfort her. When Julie and my other sister Jill started thinking about the Angels of Hope, I could see a spark that was once lost. As the project unfolded, Josh and the city of Woodbury got involved. The Angel statue was purchased through donations. Bob and his team was going to do the landscaping. Then one night, Julie was doing a little recap with my sister Jill, along with myself. I was there for posterity, I believe, and noted that they needed someone to make some plaques and signs. This is when I thought we could help. I talked with my wife, Jill, yes, another Jill, about volunteering and making signs and plaques. We both thought it'd be a great opportunity to be part of the Angel team. Josh made the design of the signs. Bob determined where the heights and where it's going to fit into the landscaping. They had their challenges, but they were very straightforward. Now the plaques, they were even more involved. It took 2 months, all of March and April. Daily interactions to determine the plaque size, font style, font size, kerning, should the letters be engraved, should they be raised, how they should be finished. Should they be anodized, cleared, natural, painted? If they're painted, how should they be painted? What colors? So we made many JPEGs, emailed them back and forth to figure out what we think we liked. We made 6 plaques with different configurations we thought would be best. Each of the plaques takes us approximately 10 hours to make. What you see today are the results of all that design, prototype work, and what we hope you like the results. After we made the prototypes plaques, the Angels sent us a thank you letter and cards for all of our efforts, which we greatly appreciated. On the morning of May 8th, I had a rare couple of minutes and thought I'd write a quick email describing how we made the plaques and thanking the Angel team for their kind words and not realizing the effect it would have on me until later on. And this is what I wrote. The Angel team. I just wanted to say thank you for the thoughtful letter and the cards. This project has touched all of our hearts. We make the model in CAD and proof. We make the JPEG and proof. We make the Parasolid for toolpathing and proof. We make the G&M code and proof. Finally, we cut the plaque and we proof. All of us proof these so much. Each of these plaques becomes an entity with a personality that we all identify with and we treat as one of our own. We even use their names to identify their plaques and not just a job number. All of us are extremely proud and humbled to be part of such an extraordinary endeavor. Thank you for letting us be part of the Angels of Hope. Thank you all.
Well, you can see what a special person Terry Collaer is and his wife Jill. They have their own business, and for them to totally take time out of other big jobs and to make this happen, really special. So before calling up our last speaker, I want to give an additional shout out to some additional organizations. The first on the list is Bailey Nurseries. I think most of you are familiar with Bailey Nurseries. They've been part and parcel to our community for, I don't know, maybe 100 years. Our sincere appreciation to Terry McEnany. I don't know if Terry's here tonight. I know it was something that was possible, but believe me, Bailey's Nurseries, very wonderful, because without them, we would not have these beautiful plants and flowers. So a big thanks to Bailey Nurseries. And along with Bailey Nurseries, we are very grateful to a couple of master gardeners, Ellie Anderson and Kim Sjogren. Each plant and each flower was carefully selected by Ellie and Kim, and then specifically planted in their exact location as you see them on this site. So big thank you to Ellie and Kim. Also a big note of appreciation to King of Kings Church. Pastor John, Diane Johnson, Pastor Dan, and everyone at King of Kings. Thank you so much. We are also much obliged and grateful for Cemstone for their donation of cement and concrete. Before we hear from our Spirit Song Choir, we have our final speaker, Lisa Johnson. Lisa is the representative of Richard Paul Evans and is joining us, as the mayor noted, from Salt Lake City, Utah. In fact, she just flew in last night. Many of you, as the mayor noted, are already aware of the genesis of the Christmas box story. We are most grateful that Lisa has made the journey to Minnesota. It's my understanding, she can correct us on this, that she has attended most, if maybe not all, the 170 Angel of Hope dedications around the United States. Lisa, we look forward to hearing from you.
I'm vertically challenged, so I'll put this right here. It is such an honor to be with you, and it is always so humbling to look at parents and family members that have lost children. He was correct. I have been to most, and they all feel different, and I know that's because of your children. I would like to add my gratitude to those that participated in bringing the angel here. I had the opportunity to work closely with Julie and Lynn and celebrate in their little victories as they came along, and their huge victories as they came along. And I know this was a gift of love from many people. Woodbury is a beautiful place, a wise and caring community, and they're blessed to have leaders that understand emotional health matters to all of our people in our areas. Now, I know you have a license plate thing that says 10,000 lakes. I'm thinking we should add 10 angels to that license plate. Not really, I know I can't, that's a lot to ask, but I'm so impressed. Minnesota has 10 angels, and I know you have a lot of square miles in your state, but what a beautiful tribute to you to know that you have that many caring communities that want to honor their children. I just wanted to give you a brief history about this beautiful angel behind us and how she came to be. There were many people coming to Salt Lake City after reading the story, The Christmas Box, and wanting to know where the angel was. And because the book was a work of fiction, the angel didn't actually exist. And our mayor came to Richard Paul Evans and said, "What are you going to do about that angel?" I'm like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. But we were informed rather quickly that through the Travel Bureau and through the cemetery that there was a need for this memorial. So Rick asked a father and son sculpture team, Ortho and Jared Fairbanks, to create the beautiful angel that's behind us. And he asked that his daughter Allison, who was 4 at the time, be the model for the statue. So, you know how 4-year-olds pose. They got about 30 seconds out of her and went from there and created this beautiful statue. We felt like we had been marvelously successful and reached our goal in visiting people, and the people of Salt Lake would have this angel statue. We started having candlelight vigils on December 6th that were well attended and appreciated. And then in 1997, when Oklahoma experienced the bombing of the Murrah Federal Building, we decided to gift one to them in honor of those children. That was on December 17th, and there was so much national media attention that followed us. We started to have many communities ask us, how can we get an angel? What do we have to do to get an angel? And knowing that that wasn't a possibility to continue to donate these beautiful monuments, and really having no idea what wings of her own she would have and how many places she would fly, we dedicated our time into finding a talented foundry that would help us create the monument, understand the mission, and bring them to as many places as needed. Originally, we thought, one in every state. Wouldn't that be great? You overachievers of Minnesota. Look at you. Yeah, and so far we've done really well in bringing these monuments to so many places. As I was here earlier today, I looked at those 62 names and I thought of how many lives that's affected. How many broken hearts. How many people who never, ever, ever get over that experience of losing their child. They just have to learn to live with it. And one of the things I love about our little angel is if you look at her face, you can see it's tilted upward. I like to think that that reminds us of where to look when we need comfort. Her hands are reached out. That reminds us to reach out to those in need. It is truly a blessing to mourn with those that mourn and comfort those that stand in need of comfort. I know that you will be with your children again. I know that it wouldn't be heaven if we weren't with those that we love. I hope you will continue to come here and find strength and peace and hope and reach out to others that you find here, just as you see the angel reaching out to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Those are really touching words. We really appreciate her coming all the way to Minnesota and for pulling alongside of us and for helping us bring the Angel of Hope to Woodbury. One of the blessings of the Angel of Hope journey has been meeting so many people that also have a heart for what the memorial represents. A great example of this is the Spirit Song Choir. The Spirit Song Choir has been enormously and immensely valuable to the Angel. In fact, you've already heard from two of their members, Corey Maiers on the keyboard and Monica Hammer on the flute, with their instrumental prelude, You Raise Me Up. The Spirit Song Choir has graciously agreed to perform this evening at our dedication. Their first song will be, so appropriately, We Remember Them. And the Spirit Song Choir is directed by Mary Ryman.
At the crossing of the streets, beauty of good to see everybody here. My name is Julie Rageth, and beside me are two remarkable and extraordinary Angel of Hope parents and friends, Lynne Sonnek and Don Getsky. And we extend our warm welcome to each and every one of you. As mentioned earlier, I came to this Angel of Hope Memorial Project just over 2 years ago. The experience of losing a child, as I've come to learn, with the loss of our precious daughter and sister, Natalie Ann, is unfortunately all too common. I have also come to learn that amongst all who have lost a child or a sibling, there becomes a very unique and special bond that links us all together. It has been amazing and inspiring to me to meet so many other parents, family, and friends that are also on this journey. The journey of honoring and remembering our child. The Angels of Hope Memorial represents both our collective loss and our collective everlasting desire to celebrate our child's memory and our enduring love for them. It is my desire to come to this place, as we come to this place, that we find peace and solace in the angel's presence. May hope, the hope that is so delicately inscribed on the outstretched wings of the angel, forever be in our hearts. It was soon after learning about the Angels of Hope, I began to work closely with Lynne, and she has been an integral part of the journey.
Thank you all for being here tonight. As Julie mentioned, I'm Lynne Sonnek. I stand before you not just as a grieving mother for our daughter and sister Andra, but as someone who has found solace and purpose through the creation of this Angel of Hope Memorial Garden. One parent who has come to visit several times before tonight's dedication expressed these words: I can feel myself turning from sadness to joy and feeling lighter every time I come to visit. That, to me, is a significant purpose of this memorial garden. Although the angel herself is so exquisite, the garden in its entirety provides a source of strength, a beacon of hope to lean on in the depths of our sorrow. I hope that this Angel of Hope Memorial Garden becomes a place where we can share our stories and our tears. I hope it becomes a place where we can find strength in one another. And I hope it becomes a place where we can remember that we are not alone in our grief. Thank you for being a part of this journey, for helping us to bring this garden to life. Your presence here today means more to us than words can even express. Together, let us honor our angels and build a supportive community where love and remembrance flourish amidst the pain. Now I'd like to introduce Don Getsky.
At the rising sun and at its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy that we crave to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as we live, they will live, for they are now a part of us, as we remember them.
We are honored to now read the names of the children that died too soon. Eric Eugene Weiss. Keith Mitchell Killian. Craig Douglas Killian. Angela Nelson Burkfield. Emmett Tyler Johnston.
Michelle Karen Lacasse. Melinda Mindy Schlecht. Brian Arthur Gilbertson. Devlin Glenn Voss. Logan Tucker Schmidt.
Zaelia Mae Follansbee. Amelia Gomez Temich. Teagan Horneman. Amara Delore Strandy. Verna and baby Sitara Carlini.
Alexander William Haas. Isaac Michael Schumann. Bradley Michael Mauder. Catherine Elizabeth Gamm. Matthew Thomas Pulaski.
Abigail Rain Callister. Donald Eugene Kellogg. Pamela Ann Hills. Jennifer Diane Poole. Gary Vincent Straka.
Adeline Addie Rose Siebenek. Isaac Lee Iams. Aiden Michael Sprigal. Brecken Dwayne Karanemi. Tara Eileen Fitzgerald.
Benward Livingston. Shane Hudson Rebetoy. Jason David Pernew. Jeremy Thomas Cover. Richard E. King III.
Ruby Eclipse Hansen. Jeff Chastik. Christina Larsen. Mark Gary Wilson. Connor Joseph Humsey.
Tianna Rayne. Kevin Michael McInnes. Elena Grace Gann. Jacob Stanton Hansen. Elise Oliver Fleischecker.
Teddy Dowdle. Sean Dennis Shevik. Laura Ann Schrankler. Ariana Elise Rivera. Samuel Bennett Olson. Heather Razumov. Cole Hunter Schilling.
Tucker Joseph Gaudio, Austin Ray Retterath, Jeffrey Francis McBride, McKenna Louise Mead, Dustin Leonard Kedlick, Max Andrew Van Sickle, Daina Ann,
Nico Drescich, Eric Victor Strike, Ann Elizabeth Haering, Caleb J. Urick, Isaac Michael Bushway, Alan James Fashingbauer, Deb Larson,
And our daughter and sister, Natalie Ann Valitchka.
and our daughter and sister, Andra Sonnek.
and my son, Kevin Getsky.
This concludes the reading of the children's names. At this time, we would like to have a moment of silence.
As we draw the ceremony to a close, we will turn to the Spirit Song Choir to sing Draw the Circle Wide.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we'll stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. No one
Once again, thank you, Spirit Song Choir. We've appreciated them over these last 2 years. As well as thank you every one of you for being alongside us along the way and supporting us over the last 2 years. And like Spirit Song just said, standing side by side.
This concludes the dedication and ceremony. For each family of a child whose name was read, please make sure you pick up a flower from the table if you haven't already. At your leisure, you may come up and put your white flower at the base of the angel as we remember them.
Please feel free to stay and gather on this nice, cool summer evening.
Thank you all.